Good day to you. Today I'm going to try and take the WordPress skills assessment on LinkedIn. As you can see, I've logged into my LinkedIn, I've gone to my profile, and here I've scrolled down to the option that says take skill quiz. So I click on that option. As you can see, I have 9 badges and 4 retakes. So at the moment I don't see what I'm looking for over here. So in the search I'm going to go and I'm going to type WordPress. There we go. WordPress. Okay, so it says WordPress assessment, core, development, performance, accessibility, plugins, themes. 15 multiple choice, 1.5 minutes per question, score on the top 30% to earn a badge. Alright, so let's go and get this started. In WordPress, what is the block editor used for? Creating and laying out content, injecting specialized scripts into the content area, cropping images in the media library, creating a site layout. I would go with creating and laying out content. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so creating and laying out content. On a regular WordPress install, what is the difference between transients and the object cache? Transients persist only for the particular page load. The object cache is persistent and writes to the WP options table. Transients are available for the duration of a user session and apply to all page components. The object cache is available only for scripts. Transients are persistent and write to the WP options. The object cache persists only for the particular page load. Transients are stored in WordPress database. The object cache is stored on the server where the WordPress install is located. I'm going to have to think on that one. Transients are persistent and write to the WP options. The object cache persists only for the particular page load. That's the option I'm going to go for. Okay. What is the role of a WordPress theme? Controls colors, fonts and page layouts, ensures a site is mobile responsive. All of these answers adds accessibility enhancements such as keyboard navigation and skip links. I'm going to go with all of these. Okay. Which WP CLI command would you use to manage the capabilities of a user role? WP cap, WP role, WP admin, or WP manage? I'm going to go with WP admin. Which folder in a WordPress install is not affected by an automatic WordPress update? WP includes, WP admin, root, or WP content? I'm going to go with root. The REST API provides public data which is accessible to any client anonymously, as well as private data available only after authentication. How could you ensure that no one can anonymously access site data via the REST API? Use the REST authentication errors filter along with cookie authentication to limit access to logged in users. Use the REST authentication errors filter along with the is user logged in conditional to limit access to logged in users. Disable the REST API via the site's WP config file. Use the disabled REST API plugin. I'm going to go with this use the REST authentication errors filter log. Okay. Review the HTML on line 1. The goal of the PHP on line 2 is to extract the field value and assign it to a variable prior to inserting into the database. What's wrong with the PHP code? Okay. Did input type text, ID, name, title, post, title. The code sample does not sanitize the form data. It should use the sanitize text field function and look like this. Okay, there is no error. The code sample does not allow for translation. It should use a translation function. The code sample does not use the get method. I'm going to go with this not sanitized. Okay. Which of these is not a part of the internalization and localization process? Translators translating the POT file into a PO file, one for each language, using a getText function to wrap translatable strings when writing code, installing or using the WordPress multilingual plugin, using a tool like PoEdit to parse source code and extract translation strings into a POT file. I'm going to choose this option. You can harden your WordPress site security by adding something to your wp-config PHP file. Hashes and reCAPTCHA, custom action hooks and filters, database usernames and passwords, unique keys and salts. I'm going to choose unique keys and salts. What can you not configure via wp-config PHP? Change the default user role, changing the default WP table prefix, changing your site or WordPress address, changing the default number of post revisions. I'm going to go with changing the default user role. What is the preferred method in WordPress for adding a CSS file to a theme or plugin? Register the style sheet using WP-enqueue. Okay, register the style sheet using this WP-enqueue and hooks. Use an internal style sheet for each template. Link the style sheet directly from HTML. Okay, so I'm going to go with one of these two. Add action. Okay, function load styles, WP-enqueue style name, get style URI. So it's saying style and hook with this. Okay. Okay, unfortunately that one timed out. What technique would you use to secure data before rendering it to a user? Validate and escape, validate and sanitize, escape and sanitize, escape and secure. I'm going to go with escape and sanitize. If your WordPress site is seriously compromised, what is the best course of action to return your site to good health? I'm going to go with determine the date, the attack, and restore your site to a backup point prior to that date. Hire a third-party service to clean up your site because it's difficult for someone who isn't a WordPress security expert to find and remove all traces of an attack. Change your hosting password, your WordPress admin password, and your database password. So I'm going to go with hire this third person. Within the editor, blocks are rendered in JavaScript. How are blocks rendered on the front end of a site? As HTML comments, as JavaScript comments, as a React component, as plain HTML. It's plain HTML. Where can you find the official WordPress documentation and usage guide? Support WordPress.org, developer.wordpress.org, support WordPress.com, developer.wordpress.com. I'm going to go with developer.wordpress.org. View results. Great work. You earned a badge. Perfect. You're in the top 5%. Thank you for watching. I hope this is helpful. Goodbye.